I was reading a book recently, which at a chapter talked about a guy that found a shining ore vein. He invested a lot in mining, borrowed money from his family and friends to get machinery and necessary tools in mining. Despite high hopes, he had to quit after failing to find more ores at a point. He sold the after failing, after giving up, he sold the machinery to a random junk man. So what really interested me about the story is the junk man. After he bought the machinery from this guy that started the mining, instead of rushing in blindly start mining, he consulted a mining engineer. He consulted the council of a mining engineer who his calculations. So after the mining engineer did his calculations, he he discovered that the vein was about 3 feet from where the initial guy stopped. So the junk man ended up striking gold and made millions out of the mining. This happened simply because he sought professional advice. He consulted a mining engineer to do his calculations. And thinking about it, the story kind of reminds me of a project I visited with an engineer. A client decided to bypass hiring an architect or an engineer on his project, on the project he was constructing. So, out of being smart, he thought he could rely on experienced artisans due to the fact that he had the architectural and structural drawings, and everything was going perfectly fine until they started having structural failures. So he consulted the engineer to come pay a visit to the site. So I went with the engineer. On getting to the site, we discovered a more bigger problem. They were about to cast the first floor slab. So we discovered the slab was being over reinforced, like about 3 times of the requirement, which has cost him even much more than what he is supposed to spend. After the engineer talked to him, he realized he made a big mistake, because the sum of money that has even been spent on the over reinforced slab would have been enough to hire an architect or an engineer throughout the construction. The point of this is the value of consulting a professional when constructing your project when required. Cutting corners might seem right sometimes, but it can cost you dearly. It can cost you a lot. So hire a professional for your construction today. Crafting spaces, shaping dreams. I am Adeoye Oluwatobiloba.